Hello guys, and thank you for tuning in. I wanted to make a quick video of how I compose corporate music for stock libraries. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is of the elements that I'm actually using to create this style of music. I try to keep things very simple and very basic. So let me play you just a little bit so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. So here we go. So you get the idea. Very quickly go straight to the intro, straight to the point, some melodies going on right away within 20 seconds up to 30 seconds of melodies will need to kick in right away. I like to start my songs for corporate music with all the elements already there, meaning I have all the drums, I have the guitars, I have the piano, and then I start adding up, and that's what I call the bread and butter, or the actual bone of the actual song. And from there I start adding melodies, usually a piano or another guitar, depending on the mood that I want to create. It's usually something that, I mean, for me, corporate songs or corporate music is almost like ambient music as well, because it creates that atmosphere, it creates that background, like a bed of, so we always have to keep in mind that this is going to be working with a video with the different images, so it has to be very subtle. That is not supposed to be in the full front. So you know, I mean, the elements are very simple. They're very basic. This is not, we're not reinventing the wheel here. It's not very complicated. I wish this was like I said, I don't want to do this video just a screenshot of the actual project, because there's not much to show really. You know, there's not many plugins, there's no fancy anything really. So it's just pretty much from the start. I have the piano. So that's my piano. I will usually start with that, just a piano chord progression. Very basic. After that, I will usually add up right away the guitars. I tend to play the guitars myself. I don't program them. I try to have a balance of actually fake instruments, or MIDI if you will, with a real instrument, so they can blend all together, and hopefully it doesn't sound so robotic, even though we're going for I wouldn't say a cheesy sound, I wouldn't say, but you know, I like to have an element of a real instrument, so they're not exactly on dead time. I mean, they are on time, but they're not robotic, you know. So other things that I have here will be, I have a piano melody going on as well, some strings, going back to my piano, another guitar in another section. So really, I have the kick when it comes down to the actual drums or percussion. Very basic, nothing crazy here. Some elements that create a little bit of a forward movement, so it's not very repetitive. So every 4 bars or so, I would like to introduce a new element. This applies not only to corporate music, but to any style really. So I mean, another thing that I will try to remind myself is how many elements are going to be. So it's going to be guitars, it's going to be piano, but which one is going to be featured the most, you know? And it's usually a little bit of the guitar is on the full front, but the piano melodies come and go, And I always have in the background the strings, creating that bed, and obviously the drums with just a little bit of elements of maybe another shaker, some rides, or some hi-hats as well. But the key, the key word here is to keep it simple and focused. When it comes to mixing or producing the tracks, I try to get an idea of how it should sound from the very start, from the get-go. So the piano has to sound more or less the way I want it, the level I want it. And when I start adding guitars and strings and so on and so forth, the levels and the mix should be already pretty there. You know, it's not like the mixing stage is a different process. It's all part of the same process. For me, it might not be the right way to do it when it comes to producing, but that's what I do. So when it comes to mixing, I'm just retouching a little bit. I said, well, maybe I would like this guitar to be a little bit up or down. And I go with taste, I go with my gut feeling, and I go with what I like to hear. And I recommend you should do that. We have to use our ears. It's what sounds good. On these videos, I would like to talk more about the mindset. And the mindset is that you already probably know what to do. Probably you already know what ingredients you need to put in there, but you just don't know how. And it's actually, most of the times, in my experience, what I find is that it is actually easier than what you think. And it is supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be simple. It's supposed to be something that is so simple, it's almost ridiculous, because it is ridiculous, you know. And you will find that the quicker you get to the point of your melodies and your chords, the faster you will realize how simple it is. And it's supposed to be like that. We're not talking about classical music, and you just have to create a feeling, you know. And the feelings that we're going for are inspirational, uplifting, and we're going for something that is supposed to evoke something. So, you know, I'm gonna play the song in the background now towards the end of the video, so you can listen to the final thing that I did, that final corporate music that I did, and you can get an idea what is supposed to sound like. Again, it's music, so it's very subjective. So you can come up with something with your own flavor, with your own style, but always do your thing. You know, that's what makes it unique. It's supposed to sound familiar. It's supposed to sound like the other million tracks of corporate music that are out there, because it is corporate music, you know? So it's supposed to sound familiar. If you tell me that you're in a band and you play rock music and you sound like, I don't know, Metallica, but obviously it's your thing, because there's no way you can replicate Metallica. I'm expecting to get that Metallica flavor though, you know? So with corporate music, it's the same thing, and it's the same with movies, it's the same with any art expression. So that's that, man. You know, like I said, I didn't want to do a video with a screenshot of just the actual project, so and very impersonal, I guess. I mean, there's many videos of people that are doing this already online. I wanted to do something a little bit more different, more about philosophy of how to approach this composition. And yeah, I guess, you know, it's just philosophy, just very, maybe I'm talking bollocks, I don't know. You will tell me, leave it in the comments and give me your feedback. But yeah, man, just you know, there's practice as well. There's no secret. There is no amount of information that I can give you. You just have to sit down and start, you know, and do it again, and then submit it. And then if you fail, then try to do it again, you know. And it's just about that. It's about keeping it simple, focus, and balance. So have a go, man. Don't be afraid. Just follow your instinct, follow your ear, follow your gut, and above all, be yourself, you know, like I said. So that's that, man. Hope this video find you well, and subscribe to my channel. Leave the comments below if this rings any bells, or if I touch a nerve or anything. And yeah, man, you know, see you on the other side. All right.